and welcome back to TD Fans Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I'm coming to you live this evening. We're 7:07 p.m. on a Saturday evening. I hope everybody's having a great day. It's pretty stormy outside. It's been for quite some time where I am. But what up, Bob? I see you the first one to tune in. Hey guys, you already know. I probably shouldn't even have to say it, but hit that like button. Thank you guys. Major PvP Daily Gaming, what's up? What up, Alec, Ben, Noah, everybody chiming in. D Cope, George, what up, man? I'm good. Triple J101, J Rose, tune in a TD like TV. That's what's up, man. Darik in the house. Hey, that TD looked like a touchdown, man. It reminds me during the season when we would play what people would put in the stream for touchdown, just like TD. Airborne in the house, Savage, Dante. Where my mods at, man? Horsey Head, what's up, TD? Check my message on Facebook, please. I got you. I ain't never on Facebook, but I'll check it out, man. I just never go on there, but you do hit me up. I'll check it out. Tony in the house, yeah, yo. Diesel, Doggy, what up, man? Adam, oh, there we go. We got our mod. Adam always, he never let me down, man. What up, Adam? Watched your video on the running backs. Good job, pal. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, man. I appreciate you saying that, man. Dolphins got it and rapper. Savage 38, Dolphins got a rapper. Nice shirt, man. Oh, you like the shirt? I want to party like it's 1973. In the back says someday. All right. Hit that like button. 20 in the room, only 17 likes. We got 3 Matt Burke lovers, man. We closing the gap though. Yo, TD, what's good? Let me get that shout out. You already know I got you, D Florinaville. Horsey Head, just hit that like. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, how do I get some of that swag? Man, you got it all. I'm actually getting it from you, man, but I appreciate that. Ronnie in the house is going to be a great season. Yes, it is, baby. Woo! Guys, man, before I even get started, it just seems like as of lately, I've been addressing a lot of people lately, man. People have been hitting my comment section. I don't know what it is. I think I've been really striking nerves lately. Really striking nerves, especially with the King and Drake conversation. But I've been really striking nerves. People coming at me in the comment section. I don't know football. Hey, opinions are opinions, and I respect them. But when someone says it's always been Brady and Belichick is the reason they're winning, you don't know football because you said opposite. I don't know what else to say, man. I really don't know what else to say whenever Brady says out of his own mouth that it basically ain't him and Belichick. It's the fact that he has a lower salary, and that allows them to afford the luxury. It allows them to afford the luxury to put great players and great talent all around him. The person who hit me up had the nerve to tell me that Brady and Belichick do it every year with no talent. I ain't gonna say you're an idiot, but since I said I wasn't gonna say you're an idiot, that means you're an idiot if you think that's true. People, I don't know why people fail to realize that the Patriots roster is full of talent, but you're blinded because the talent they have no notoriety. They're not superstars putting up this, that, and this because they spread. They're never going to have a superstar running back, even though the running backs they have are Super Bowl capable. But it could be this running back this week that gets 20 carries for 130 yards. And next week, that same running back don't even get a carry, and it's the next running back getting 120 yards. That's why you don't know about them. But you are a dog food lie if you don't think that they have talent. I would even argue that every year they have a top 10 talent along the roster out of the whole league. I will argue that. And that led me to do some research, guys. And it was perfect because I found it. I found it, ladies and gentlemen. I found one thing that was very interesting to me. I found it online, man. I found it online. I found something, an article titled The Secret NFL Salary Cap. The Secret, okay? And what this thing is saying is your top 10 salaries, your top 10 salaries on your team. What percent of that is the overall salary cap, right? And when I looked at it, I said, wow, this is interesting. There is actually a correlation. there is actually a correlation with the top 10 salaries on your team. I ain't say top 10 players. I said top 10 salaries. Excuse me. Man. Wrong pipe. Y'all forgive me. But top 10 salaries, there is literally a correlation. And excuse me. When I looked it up, it was so interesting to me. What you sipping on? Orange juice and something else my wife put in here. All right. But there is actually a correlation, guys, and it was interesting to me. So teams, you know how I'm always arguing and talking about why y'all want to pay everybody. You want to pay everybody. And you know how I'm always saying, if it was up to some people, we would literally, on 5 players, waste half of our salary cap like that. And I gave you all the example of, what if we did find the most amazing franchise quarterback? Some of you fools would pay him $40 million a year. If you found a quarterback tomorrow, I don't care if it was 2 or next year, and he was off his rookie deal, and he played better than Mahomes, some of you fools would really be sitting there talking about pay him $40 million a year. And then you take Xavier Howard, 16. Now we're paying on 2 players, 56. Then you take Tunsil's 15, he's probably about to get 66, 71 on 3 players. Okay? Then we take who else is getting paid, man? Who else are we gonna be paying pretty much? That's Tunsil, that's Xavier Howard, that's a quarterback. And then you take another salary, say Bobby McCain, $8 million. That puts us over 80. And another big contract, basically what you're saying, about $95 million for 5 players, right? And that's 50% of the salary cap. 50%, Rashad Jones, yes, right? 50% of the salary cap on 5 players. Now I want y'all to think about that. 50% on 5 players, okay? And then I found this research, and it actually has the numbers. It says top 10 salaries on every NFL team and what percent of the salary cap in correlation to winning. So take the top 10 salaries on every team, what percent of that is the salary cap, and how successful are those teams? And oh my gosh, I found a correlation. I am just going to tell you all before we even get started, the sweet spot is spending between 41% of your salary cap on 10 players. Your top salaries, 41%. All the way, let me see the number. Let me see the number. 40, wait, hold on. Let me get this right. Sorry, 45%, excuse me. The sweet spot is spending 45% all the way up to about 59%. 45% to 59% of your salary cap on the top 10 salaries is the sweet spot. Let me tell you what teams fall between from last year, okay? Where their top 10 salaries, okay? Let me tell you the teams that fall between 45% and 59%. That's the sweet zone. That's the middle of the road, okay? Now, we said top 10. Now, if it was up to us, we would be doing it with 5, the top 5, which is ridiculous, okay? Now, watch this. Starting at 45% of their salary cap going to the top 10 players, New Orleans Saints, playoff team. Houston Texans, playoff team. Minnesota Vikings, playoff team. Now, New Orleans was at 45. Houston was at 45.1. Minnesota at 48.5. Then you have the Los Angeles Rams, playoff team, 51.7. New England Patriots in the ultimate sweet spot of 52.3. Okay? Kansas City Chiefs, 53.6. Jacksonville fell in there, which was weird, at 54.4. Okay? So that's not correlating, but we're looking at a consistency here. Okay? I'm telling you how many of these teams were playoff teams. Okay? Now, Los Angeles Chargers, Rams or whatever, 57.7. Philadelphia Eagles, 57.9, and they made it. Seattle Seahawks, 58.6, and they made it. Atlanta Falcons, 59.1, but they just over 59. Half of the playoff teams fell in that sweet spot, y'all. Half of the playoff teams fell in the sweet spot. Half of them. And some of the best ones, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Patriots. You see what I'm saying here? Half of the playoff teams fell in the sweet spot. Some of the other ones that fell in the sweet spot were teams, man, how did I skip over them? What was that? Hold on one moment. Washington Redskins. I don't know how I skipped over them. They were Washington with 54.5. They fell in the sweet spot, but they were playoff bound until their quarterback got hurt. They were playoff bound until their quarterback got hurt. But do you see that? The top 10 salaries on a team only totaled between that sweet spot, and most of those teams made the playoffs. And guess where the Miami Dolphins landed last year? The top 10 salaries on their team. Do you know how much of that was our salary cap? I want y'all to take a guess. What percent of our salary cap was the top 10 salaries on our team? I want y'all to take a guess. By the way, it was the highest in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. The highest in the NFL. We were dead last. We were the top in the NFL. Somebody says 75. Somebody says 72. 70.7. 70.7. The highest percentage of our top 10 salaries in the NFL over freaking spending. And y'all fools want to keep on arguing with me. Y'all want to keep on arguing with me man, we never pay anybody. Pay them, pay them, pay them. You want to argue with me when we were the highest in the league at 70.7 on our top 10 salaries. Top 10 salaries. And you want to argue with me. The research, facts, ladies and gentlemen, what TD brings to the table, facts. And you want to argue with me, man. And then the flip side of it, the teams who spent the least amount. The teams that spent the least amount. Let me give you that. Because that's bad too. You have to have a happy median. You can't overspend and you can't underspend. Look at the teams that spent the least amount. 31%. New York Jets. Where were they on their couch during the playoffs? Buffalo, 38.1% on their couch. San Francisco, 40.4% on their couch. Chicago. Did Chicago make the playoffs this year? Chicago, 40.4%. Okay? The Browns, 43.2%. Tampa Bay, 44.5%. I don't know if they made the playoffs. I don't think they did. Okay? Tampa Bay. Okay, and that was the low end right before the threshold. Let's talk about some more teams that was at the top by the Dolphins. Browns good now, so yeah. But when they spent too little, they weren't. But when they spent too much, you don't know if they good, Wetson. You don't know if they good. You think just because they spending all this money and bringing people in, they good? I mean, just because they spending money, can we see them play football first? We done seen the same story before. People build powerhouse teams and don't even make the playoffs. We've seen this before. Okay? Who else spent too much like the Dolphins? 63.4% the Giants sitting at home. Green Bay, 62.3%. They were sitting home. Pittsburgh, 62%. Did Pittsburgh make the playoffs this year? I don't think they did. Same thing, 62%. Dallas was outside of that anomaly at 61.3%, but their two best players are on rookie contracts. So that's the exception to the rule. When some of your best players are on rookie contracts, you can afford to put more weapons around them, right? Who else? Carolina, 59.6%. Didn't make the playoffs, not in the sweet zone. Arizona, 59.2%. Didn't make the playoffs, not in the sweet zone. Atlanta, 59.1%. Did Atlanta even make the playoffs this year? Did Atlanta make the playoffs? Y'all let me know. I'll wait on that answer. Did Atlanta make the playoffs? 59.1%, right over the threshold. Atlanta made the playoffs? Was it an early exit or something like that? If they did they lose first round? No, they didn't make the playoffs. Oh, okay. Matthew said, yeah. I didn't know if Atlanta actually made the playoffs. They missed it. Oh, okay. You see what I'm saying? Do you see where the correlation is making all the sense in the world? Do you see? Ours was 59%. No, ours was 70.7. We spent the most money in the league on our top 10 salaries. And y'all want to keep on doing that. It's ridiculous. Y'all want to keep on doing that. This year, we are below. We're below this year. I already did the math. We're totaling 41% this year as of now. Now, remember, we got $26 million in cap space. But as of right now, our top 10 salaries total 41% of our cap. So we're still below that 45% threshold. But I'm looking at it from a future standpoint. I'm looking at it for next year because players like maybe Jakeem Grant and Kenyon Drake, guys like that are going to get a bump up. And they're going to probably put us right in that sweet spot, depending, because we're also going to lose the Rashad Jones contract potentially. I'm just saying. So, there is a formula to this. But guess who's been in the sweet zone for the last 6 seasons? Guess who's been in the sweet zone for the last 6 seasons consecutively? And might I add, based off of this report, the only team that's been in the sweet zone for the last 6 seasons, and the only team that's had the longest run in the sweet zone, the only team in the sweet zone for the last 6 seasons in a row, the freaking Patriots. The freaking Patriots, man. Above 45 or below 59. Last year. Where did they? Let me go back. Last year. Patriots. Let me see. Where y'all at? 46.1. Not last year. Last year was 52.3. The year before that, 46.1. Every single year, their salaries are in the sweet zone. Do you know what that means, y'all? Do you know that when you're in a balance like that and you got 10 players falling in that balance, that means you don't have lopsided contracts where you got 15 million, 15 million, 15 million, 15 million, and 2. That means they got 10 players spread out with even salaries. They got literally at the top of their list, they got 10 players that be like 8 million, 8 million, 8 million, 8 million. You see what I mean? And people tell me they don't have talent on their roster. They have amazing talent on their roster. They're just not 10 rated guys. They're not the guys that get 13 million a year. Instead, they're the guys that get 8 million, 8 million, 8 million. And on a scale of 1 to 10 from a skill level, they're 8s and not 10s. Man, somebody gonna literally send me a message and say, you don't know football. It's always been Brady and Belichick. They've never had talent. You idiot. They have a roster full of talent every year. They're just they don't have the notoriety. Half of their starting group is better than most of our starting group, but you don't know their names. Truth be told, some of their running backs could be considered better than our running backs. Stats won't say it because they will never give one running back all the carries and say that you're the number one guy. The Patriots don't have a number one guy. They don't have a number one running back. That's just not how they operate. They don't have a number one linebacker. They don't have a number one this and that. That's not how they operate. Who's the best matchup for this week? Who's looking better in practice this week? Oh, you're the best guy, but you didn't practice well this week. Sit down. Why are they sitting one of their best players? That baffles me. Belichick don't care. Belichick don't care. It for the life of me. Exactly, Ronnie. Who said that dumb crap, man? I'm not going to say who said it, but at the end of the day, people kill me coming in my comment section, coming for me. Talking about, oh, you act like you know football. You don't know football. Patriots never have talent, and they always win because of Brady and Belichick. Why do y'all disrespect the rest of their team like they not Super Bowl winners? Like they go in every year with bums. Like Brady ain't tear his ACL, and Matt Castle ain't take him to 11-5. Without him. Do you know why that was still possible? Because they got a roster full of 8s. I mean, we got the study. We got the literal study. I got the numbers for you, man. Literally. Go check it out. It's an article called The Secret NFL whatever. It's crazy, man. People don't know nothing, man. At all. Let me go to another stat I saw on this report, which is pretty interesting. Now they did a correlation between average wins, y'all. Now, for the last 7 years, between 2011 and 2017, watch this. Teams that had an average win of about 5 wins spent less than 40% on their top 10 on the roster. Teams who had an average win basis of 6.5 wins spent less than between 40 and 43%. Teams that had an average of 8 wins spent between 44 and 47% on their top 10 salaries. Teams that had 8.3 wins, average, was 48 to 51% on their top 10 salaries. Teams that had 8.9 wins on average between those 7 years spent between 52 to 55% on the top 10 players on their roster. Here's the peak of it. Teams that had an average of 9.2 wins, that's the top of it. For all the teams that spent between this percentage, they have the highest average win total of 9.2 wins. 56 to 59% of their top. 56 to 59% of their salary went to the top 10. So the sweet zone is obvious, guys. If you want over 8 wins, you got to spend about 45% all the way to 59% on the top 10 salaries on your team. Last year, the Dolphins spent 70.7 or something like that. And the year before that, we spent 31%. This year, we're at 41. We got to get in that sweet spot. We have to get in that sweet spot. The top 10 salaries on our roster need to only be between 45 and 59% of our cap. But like I said before, leave it to some of y'all. Instead of the top 10 salaries totaling 50% of our roster, some of y'all want the top 10 the top 5 to total 50. You done lost your mind. Pay them anything. If we can get Patrick Mahomes into Miami, pay him $40 million. And you wonder why these teams suck whenever they start paying these big dollars to certain players. This is my final proof. More evidence to show you. I know you don't want to get rid of your talent, but you got to have some type of standards. Stand for something or fall for anything. The only team in the last 6 consecutive seasons to be in that sweet zone is the one that keep on winning Super Bowls. The evidence is right in front of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Understand that we can't keep all the talent. You're not supposed to keep all the talent. Your job ain't to develop talent just to keep it. Your job is to develop talent and develop their replacement. So when they deserve their money, you let them go earn it because they deserved it, and then you bring the next person up. This game is about coaches that can develop talent. That don't mean, see, what good is it if you develop all the talent on your roster and you sit back for 10 years and just keep using it? Then the coaches ain't working. They got to do their job every year. Every year you need to bring in 10 players that you developing and turning at least 5 of them into really good, solid 7 and 8 players. That's your job as a coach. Not to develop a player and keep them for 20 years. No, that ain't what it's for. That's why this game is more complex, ladies and gentlemen. It's more complex. In the perfect world, when you draft a player in the first round overall, your goal is to develop him within one season. In the second through the 4th or 5th season, you're using all his talents to the max, and then you let him go. Move on. But y'all want to hold on to people for life. The goal, now I understand a quarterback, but still only if you don't have to pay him crazy money. But in a perfect world where you're managing this system perfectly, you bring up a guy in for no more than 5 years, unless he's going to give you a deal on his next contract. 5 years. I'm only looking to have you for 5 years and getting the best 5 years out of you. And during those 5 years, about 2 years in, we bring in your replacement in to learn behind you for another 2 years and get ready to come right in your spot. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. A QB 5 years. No, you would love to have a QB long term, but if you got a problem with the salary, then you move on. You would love for a QB to be long term. Or let me give y'all the caveat. Or you manage your book so well with other players that you can actually pay your QB a little more on the premium. You can give him a little more. You can actually pay him closer to what the market dictates. If you handling your books on the rest of the team the right way, then you can give your QB more money. If when Kenyon Drake making $2 million this year, if he breaks out this season and he becomes a Pro Bowl running back that would demand about $12 million a year, if you can get him for 8, then you're fine with bringing him in, re-signing him on a 4-year, $32 million deal. But if he's trying to get 12, you move on and say, Balaj, it's your turn, homie. That's what it's supposed to be. You got to have some principles. You don't just sucker yourself just because they a great player. We got to pay them to keep them. No, that's lazy of a franchise. Imagine the day when the Miami Dolphins can let one of their best players go because they done developed their replacement to come in and do the same thing for 5 times less money. Now you're a franchise that's about ready to have a dynasty. That's the only way dynasties are made, ladies and gentlemen. It's the only way dynasties are made. Leave it to some of y'all. If Rosen throws 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, give him $40 million. Leave it to some of y'all. If Minka Fitzpatrick keep doing what he's doing when his contract comes up and he's a perennial Pro Bowler, give him $15 million. Leave it to some of y'all. Give Laramie Tunsil his 15 every year. Leave it to some of y'all. Gesicki about to look like Gronk. Give him $15 million a year. Leave it to some of y'all. Keep Rashard Jones at $19 million. Leave it to some of y'all. Kenny Stills, we don't want to lose him. Keep giving him 12. Leave it to some of y'all. Devontae Parker has a breakout season. Restructure his new deal for $12 million a year. Leave it to some of y'all. It's time to give Drake $12 million a year. Leave it to some of y'all. When it's all said and done, if everybody on our team start playing at a Pro Bowl level, we can only have 13 people on the roster totaling $190 million. And the NFL's going to look at you stupid and tell the owner he needs to sell the team because he ain't managing his books correctly, because he can't even afford to put the other 40 players on a minimum contract. It's like giving the other 40 players $1 a year. And you get mad when I say you don't know football. And I'm talking to you people who think that way. You get mad when I tell you you don't know football. Pay them. I mean, what are we going to do with the money anyway? Build a good, balanced team. We're freaking ridiculous. And I'm tired of arguing this. Uneducated football fans keep coming in my comment section like they the God, not like God done gave them the higher power knowledge to football. When I am literally giving them facts. I don't claim to know it all. But at least I take the time to do research. What you do is watch a game on Sunday and think you know it all. Get out of here, man. We trying to help our team win over here at TD Fans Talk. Not talk that old hypothetical bull crap football and what makes us not even make the playoffs once or twice in the last 25 seasons. Unacceptable, man. Despicable. When you got some of the best players of all time not even going to the Super Bowl, Dan Marino. When you wasting great players' careers where they might be Hall of Famers, but their resume is just trash. They're just great regular season guys. This is what we're doing to great players. Rashad Jones is about to go down as one of the greatest secondary players that never playoffs and don't even have a resume. Cam Wake, oh my gosh, don't even have a playoff resume. Dan Marino. So good that you would think that he went to at least five Super Bowls. Not even, oh my gosh. Zach Thomas, just disrespecting these guys' names. Jason Taylor. Oh my gosh. Do you see how many players we have disrespected? Do you see how many players we've disrespected? And y'all want to keep doing that with your uneducated football selves and want to come for me. Man, sick of it. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of freaking losing. J. Rose say Jason Taylor was the man who didn't even have an impressive playoff resume. You ain't even got to go to the Super Bowl, but ain't even got an impressive playoff resume. Gosh, I'm tired of losing. Educate yourselves on this game. It's bigger than X's and O's on that field. That's why I talk about the money so much. The money is a big part of why these unsuccessful teams are unsuccessful. They trash so long that they get desperate and they don't realize they hurting themselves by bringing in free agent talent at a premium cost. At a premium cost. I'm sick of the crap, man. Freaking Dolphin fan, man. It's a shame that I got a bucket list to make sure that my daddy go to the Super Bowl. I'm 34 years older, and on my bucket list is to make sure me and my father go to a Super Bowl for the Dolphins. My daddy a huge Dolphin fan. And I get nervous just to think we ain't gonna never get there. I get nervous. I'm sick of it. Sick of it, man. Freaking sick of it, man. I'm ready to win. That's why I study this game the way I do. That's why I study my team the way I do. Man, Dolphins can save $2 million by cutting Kenyon Drake. He gone. I'm not going to say he gone. It depends on how he played this year. Hopefully he plays stellar football to where we keep him. But We ain't going to be taking no $12 million Kenyon Drake. We ain't taking no $10 million Kenyon Drake. And if we do that, then we're doing some of the same. Doing some of the freaking same, man. You're okay with Tannehill's ridiculous contract. You mean ridiculous? $19 million a year is ridiculous? When are you serious? In today's NFL, you think $19 million a year is ridiculous? $19 million a year is 10% of the salary cap. When you got Russell Wilson getting 18.5% of the salary cap, and you think and you talk about, you see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? What people approach me with? But you were okay with Tannehill's contract. Yeah, $19 million, 10% of the cap. That's about right for QBs. Between 8 to 11. Between 8 to 11% is what you should be paying QBs. The only QB in this league that I would probably pay around 14% to is Tom Brady. But guess what? Tom Brady is literally getting about 9.5% of the team's salary cap. So yeah, I was okay with his contract. Yeah, I was okay with the $19 million. I was one that went on the record that said I would have gave him 16.5 to 17. I went on the record and said I would have gave Tannehill about 16 to 17 million a year. He got 19. Still ain't far out of scope. That's all good with me. But when you got Russell Wilson, freaking Wentz, ladies and gentlemen, these guys getting 17 and 18.5% of the salary cap. And you talking about in a year, they're going to be looking to give Patrick Mahomes $40 million, which is about 21% of the salary cap. $19 million for that trash. Albeit, Dante, you might be right, bro. You might be right. But at the end of the day, at least the contract would not have scope in regards to bloated contracts. Now, when you correlate it with the talent, I'm the one that went on record to say at least get a man 16 to 16.5. I get what you're saying. Even somebody who supported Tannehill wouldn't in agreements with 19, but at least it wasn't ridiculous, man. So would you pay Mahomes? Mahomes is going to demand $40 million a year. HELL hockey stick. No, I wouldn't pay no Mahomes no $40 million a year. Because what y'all see, this is what you fail to realize. Here's my point. I keep trying to tell y'all what the point is here. Listen to the point real quick. I'm gonna make it one last time. You gotta take talent out of your head. You gotta take the talent out of your head. You gotta get that out of your head. He's a great quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, I am actually impressed with the kid. Now, I still got to see him in a bad situation with a worse O-line to see how good he really is. Because the only time I saw him when the O-line played well was in the AFC Championship game in the first quarter, and he looked like boo-boo trash. We know Patrick Mahomes is way better than what Tannehill looks like, but at the end of the day, he looked worse than Tannehill in that first half. That's just a fact. Now, let me make sure I repeat that for y'all who be thinking I'm hating and think I'm false. He is a much better player than Tannehill. I just said that, okay? But in that first half of the AFC Championship game, he looked worse than Tannehill. Okay? And that was with an O-line who wasn't playing well. Do you see what I'm saying here? So you want me to fall in love with Mahomes when I ain't seen him in a situation like the rest of the league yet? Like most of the league that can't afford all the talent because the contract big? But guess what? When Mahomes get his $40 million a year, then y'all come talk to me. Then I'll know who Mahomes is. When he's clocking in $40 million a year, when he's clocking in $40 million a year, however he plays at that point, that's when I'll know how good he is. Because the rest of his roster won't be as good. Because it can't be as good because he's clocking 20% of the salary cap. He's taking up an additional $18 million that would have been spread out throughout the team for better talent. He's taking up $18 million more dollars than what he is than what is allocated on that team right now. Right now, and think about it. No, not even right now, because right now he's not even getting that much. Think about it. When he's a $40 million a year guy, he is going to be making 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. He is going to be making about 4.7%. I mean, 4.7 times more than he's making right now. 4.7 times. No, not 4.7 times. Excuse me. Wait, he's probably around that amount. Yeah. He's going to. Ooh. So what do you think is going to happen? Because think about it. I don't know. How much is Patrick Mahomes making right now? Let me go ahead and give y'all that. Let me just tell y'all. Let me see. Patrick Mahomes' annual salary. Listen, let me go ahead and just go ahead and tell y'all. Patrick Mahomes' annual salary. Your math is about as good as his throws. I love numbers, man. 4 years, $16 million, $16.5 million contract. The man making $4 million a year. Oh my Jesus. He's finna make 10 times. He's finna make 10 times what he's worth. I mean, not what he's worth, because he's worth a lot, but he's about to make 10 times that. He is about to take away from the rest of the team $36 million. Do you know what that team, the decline the team is going to take whenever he get his $36 million more? Subtract $36 million from that roster. Subtract $36 million from the roster worth of talent, ladies and gentlemen. Can anybody start seeing my point at any point? Come on, man. Come on. Not if they draft well. You're right. You're right. If they draft well, but then you're talking about you're still talking about replacing your top talent that deserve a lot of money. Think about it, y'all. He's about to take away $36 million from the rest of the talent that's on the roster right now. Where you think they're going to get that money? You think they finna reach to the other, on a 53-man roster, you think they finna reach to the 20 people they already got on the roster making $750,000 or less than $1 million? You think they finna go to the 20 people already making less than $1 million to try to get that? And more than that? No, they ain't going to go to those little small contracts because they need the small contracts to try to develop those players to take on roles for some of them bigger contracts. So guess where they're going to take the money from? Let me sip on that. Where do you think the money going to come from, y'all? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull up the Chiefs' allocation to their salaries. Watch this. Kansas City Chiefs. I already got it up, by the way. Let me just click on the Chiefs instead of the Dolphins. All right, watch this. Let's pull up the Chiefs. Chiefs, top salaries. Ugh. Sammy Watkins is hitting them for $19 million a year. That's the cap number. Ugh. Eric Fisher, $13 million. Let me see what position Eric Fisher played. Eric Fisher, left tackle, ladies and gentlemen. Got to evaluate whether they can afford that. Let me go back. Travis Kelce, $10 million. Can they keep affording that? Anthony Hitchens. Let me see what position he plays. Excuse me. Outside linebacker, $10 million a year. Do they want the defense to get worse? I wonder. Laurent Duvernay, almost $9 million. What position he play? Because they got to do it. They got to cut it somewhere. Oh, right guard, another offensive lineman. Getting interesting. Patrick Mahomes, we paying you $40 million to do a lot. You know, we may not be able to give you the same offensive line. Two of the offensive linemen taking up $20 million. Frank Clark, what you play, homie? Defensive end. Oh, do we want to touch the defensive side of the ball for $7 million? Or what about Mitchell Schwartz? Mitchell Schwartz, what you play? Oh, right tackle. Oh, my gosh. 3 offensive linemen in the top 10 on these salaries. Oh, it's getting interesting. It's getting interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, man. Do I need to keep going? Daniel so what you play? Safety. Okay, do we want to touch the defense again? Do y'all get my point here? Do you get my point? When you take away $36 million from the rest of your roster, you can't go to the little bottom fruit to try to make that up. You got to, what you think just happened with Russell Wilson? They got rid of 2 of their top defensive players. 2 of their top defensive players. The day after they signed Russell Wilson to the deal, they had to trade one of their best defensive players on the team because they couldn't afford him. The coach, the defensive coordinator said, we would love to keep all 3 of those defensive guys, but we might have to let 2 of them go. Because in the perfect world, we keep them, but it's not realistic. Do you see what happens when you pay quarterbacks that much? But y'all want to pay the guy. What did this guy say? Let me see what he said. Let me see what he said. He's saying stop spending too much money on one guy that won't be here forever. People nowadays don't care about winning. All of this is just a paycheck. By giving them 30+ million, you give them what they want. And that's what I'm saying, Miami for life. You spot on. But we got fans of the Miami Dolphins that's willing to pay any and everybody. Oh, look at the top free agent. Miami needs to go after him. He only wants $20 million a year. You freaking idiot. One moment, y'all. Go see what's going on. He stopped crying. He all right. They in there with their big brothers. That's all I keep trying to tell y'all, man. We got to build this roster the right way. I'm tired of people crying about, oh, man, the Dolphins, we don't never keep our best talent. Yes? Okay, let him. Okay, no, he okay. He'll be all right. Yeah, let him stay. You got to pay what these people are worth. That's why they paid him the amount they do. Fat Mo. Okay. Watch this, Fat Mo. Let me educate Fat Mo, y'all. What if Patrick Mahomes wants $60 million a year? Do you think there's an NFL team, and hopefully you interact with me, Fat Mo, do you think there's an NFL team that would give Patrick Mahomes $60 million a year? You know? And my point to all that is, when is enough enough? It's not what he's worth. It's the dumb teams that are overpaying that's making it look like that's what he's worth. It's the dumb teams that are overpaying just to sell tickets, who don't care about winning, don't even think they're going to win anyway. And we want to react to that? We're supposed to follow suit with that and say, that's what it costs now. No. You can't. That's crazy. It's crazy to me. So again, what do you do with him, Mahomes, if you the GM? If Mahomes want $40 million a year, you know what I do? You know what I do with the GM? Because it's Patrick Mahomes. That's where you get creative. You got Patrick Mahomes. You got Patrick Mahomes, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what you do with him? You trade him for 2 or 3 first-round picks. And that's a steal for whoever you trade him with. And the idiot team that'll do it makes your franchise that much better for years to come. Makes your franchise that much better for years to come. Hey, I want to go ahead and trade Patrick Mahomes to you. What you talk about? Hey, I'll give you 3 first-round picks my next 3 years. All right, we're going to send him tonight, gift-wrapped. Now we got 2 first-round picks for the next 3 years. Two first-round picks for the next 3 years. And now we're going to constantly be bringing in first round talent, defensive line, offensive line for our above average quarterback. Don't have to be great, just above average quarterback, giving him all the protection in the world and a great defense because we just keep on every year having 2 first round picks. That's the smart thing to do. Didn't Russell Wilson teach all this? Kid went to the Super Bowl, got his big deal, and they couldn't afford the Legion of Boom anymore. Where has he been since? First round exits? Like, did we not learn this? And now they made it worse. You already got a team that did a first round. Let's see. Here's the point. You already got a team that keep on giving you a first round exit. Now you take away another $15 million away from the rest of your roster, and you lose 2 more defensive stars. You think they're finna get better? You think they're finna get better? The only thing changed on that team is they took money away from the team to give one player more, the same player that puts up the same numbers, and made the rest of the team worse. What logic is behind that? Let me repeat that for y'all who don't comprehend it, okay? The Seattle Seahawks this year gave Russell Wilson $35 million, about 15 more, right? They gave him almost 13 or something million more. Same player. It ain't like because you gave him more money, he performs better. Same player, just to make your roster less. Do you get that? You get the same player. That doesn't elevate your roster. That doesn't make it better. It actually makes it worse. That's all I'm trying to say. Facts. KC, Dolphins don't have 3 first-round picks to trade. I'm talking about future round picks. 2020 first-round pick, 2021 first-round pick, 2022 first-round picks. Here goes Patrick Mahomes for you idiot team that did it. Now he goes over to that other team. He take $40 million from them. Now they got Patrick Mahomes. And look at the rest of their roster. And then the only thing they talk about in the media, this team just can't find a way to put all the weapons they need around Patrick Mahomes. And then that's why teams end up doing this. Then they actually spend a lot of money on the O-line to protect Mahomes. Then they get him receivers. And then they get him a tight end. And they get him a running back. And they wonder why they got the worst defense in the NFL. Because they spent $150 million on their offense. And allocate the other $40 million on defense. And you wonder why they had games where they put up 40-something points and still lost. The proof is in the pudding. It's all in front of you. It's all in front of you. The facts are all in front of you. Facts, ladies and gentlemen. You wonder why they didn't had all them games over 30 points and still lost games. Well, everybody's going to lose games. Yeah, but when you get in the playoffs, then you play teams where you can't afford to do that because they about to put up points too. But they got a better defense that's going to bring your points down. That's going to bring your points down. He on a rookie deal now. Exactly. That's why I've been on the record saying the Chiefs have 2 years to win a Super Bowl. Because if you win a Super Bowl in 2 years and you got a Patrick Mahomes, I said the same thing about the Cowboys. I'm not saying that the Chiefs going to be in trouble, but they got to win a Super Bowl within 2 years. Just like the Cowboys need to win a Super Bowl this year or they are in trouble. The reason why is because when you win a Super Bowl and the rest of the players on that roster feel like, man, we can actually build a dynasty, they may not mind taking a pay cut. They may not mind taking a pay cut. That's your only hope in situations like this. You got to win while that quarterback is on his rookie deal. Because if you do, they may not mind taking a pay cut just so that they can stay and try to keep doing it. Yes? No more snacks. You had too many. Bye-bye. Tony, yes? Go ahead and keep him in there so he can play with his toys. Okay? You have to do it now. You have to do it now, man. TD, the Giants pay Eli a lot of money, and how did the Giants do last year? I mean, yeah, exactly. You're proving my point. Dallas Cowboys are trash, but they're trash. They're good enough trash to make the playoffs because they got their best two players on rookie deals. Now Carter want more Dan and yogurts and stuff. You know how he get. He just want to keep on snacking. I gave him two. That's right, tough parity. You got to in this world today, man. Mahomes still on his rookie deal. Exactly. That's why I say they got 2 years. They got to do it while he's on his rookie deal. Because if you win a Super Bowl while he's on his rookie deal, he might even take a pay cut. Mahomes might even help him out and say, okay, instead of 40 million, let's do 30. Still overpaying him. But it might help the rest of the roster say, hey, I'm a right tackle that can easily get 13 million, but I'll take 10. Hey, I'm a safety that could easily get 10, but I'll take 8.5. That's the only way teams like that get it done, but you gotta win while these players are on their rookie deal. And so that they can have a camaraderie of wanting to build a dynasty. Because Brady has set the platform. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you guys. Brady said it on the night show. He said, they said, "Why you should be the highest paid quarterback in the league." He said, "You're right, but I enjoy the competitive advantage of having better talent surround me. I enjoy the competitive advantage of having better talent surround me." And guess what happens when you got better talent around me and you win in Super Bowls after Super Bowls after Super Bowls? Guess what? You're making more money anyway. You getting them playoff checks. You getting them Super Bowl checks. You getting them endorsement checks. You getting paid anyway. You're a celebrity because you're running a dynasty. You're an icon. They'll pay me $5,000 to advertise something on this channel. Check out Toner microphones for $20. Go grab them. But they'll give me $5,000 to do that. They'll give Brady $5 million. Check out Toner microphones. I use it. It's in my helmet. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They get paid anyway. And yes, his wife makes a lot of money. Yes, that's a luxury. But you have to look at players. Are you about winning or is it about the money? If it's about the money, then I get it. Go get your money. I'm one who says them players need to go get their money. But not on the Miami Dolphins roster. Because I'm a fan that's about winning. But I'm all for the player going to get their money. I'm all for it. I am not saying a player shouldn't go get their money. TD ain't saying that. I am just saying that our front office needs to make sure they find, instead of a 10 out of 10 player, go get the 8 player who don't need as much money. Why are people so obsessed with the 10 out of 10 players? All you need is an 8. And I promise you, the 8 rated players aren't too far off from the 10s. Not at all. Especially with the right scheme. Mahomes is not taking a pay cut coming off a rookie deal. I wouldn't either. If TD was a player in the NFL, I'm not taking a pay cut either. I want every penny of what I can get. I get it. But as a friend, but you also, this is what I be trying to explain to y'all. Y'all got to understand, y'all also have to understand whose fault that is. It's the trash, sorry team's fault. They're the reason why just 15 years ago, a quarterback at the most used to make about 10% of the salary cap. They're the reason why that number is now 19 to 20. The sorry teams. The desperate teams. And people talk about, you got to pay them what the market dictates. Oh, you got to pay them that because the sorry teams tell you that's what it dictates? Do you see what's happening here? The same thing in the market, guys, in economy. Economies of scale, guys, the same thing. You're losing money. Sometimes you can make a purchase and you lose money thinking it's an asset. You lose money thinking it's an asset. Guys, let's get away from trying to spend all this money. Let's do it the right way. The top 10 salaries on our team, we want to try to strive to be 50%. 50% of our salary cap is the top 10 players on our team. 50%. Last year, we ran 70%. Look where that got us. The year before that, we underdid it, 31%. Look where it got us. Look where it's getting everyone else. The facts, the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. Less money, more rings. And then you just got to ask yourself, which would you rather? How about I ask the Dolphin fans this? Would you rather have the best quarterback in the league and never make the playoffs, or just be as good as a wild card? Or would you rather have a above average quarterback and at least be competitive in the playoffs every single year? Y'all tell me what you rather. You tell me. That's what you got to ask yourself. Be smart about it. Do you rather the best quarterback in the NFL and have no success, or do you want an above average quarterback that's going to at least give you competitive play every year and you got a chance? TD, who are the Dolphins' top 10 salaries? I'll show you right now. Miami, let's go. And next year is going to go down even more. So we got to re-sign some people. Rashad Jones. Hold on. Am I on the right year? 2019. Okay. Rashad Jones. Xavier Howard. Kenny Stills. Albert Wilson. Kiko Alonso. Bobby McCain. TJ McDonald. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Devontae Parker, and Laramie Tunsil. Right behind that, Minkah Fitzpatrick at 11. That's our top. That's our top 10. And we're below. We're at 41%. We're at 41%. And I don't know if Albert Wilson is going to be on the roster next year. I don't know if Kenny Stills is going to be on the roster next year. I don't know if Rashad Jones is going to be on the roster next year. I don't know if Ryan Fitzpatrick will be on the roster next year. We don't know if Devontae Parker going to be on the roster next year. It ain't guaranteed. You see what I mean? 5 of those 10, we don't even know if they're going to be on the roster next year. Don't get me wrong. The Miami Dolphins are going to be big players in free agency next year too. Talk about special team play. TD, is it too early to talk about special team players? Yeah, because again, you rather talk about special team players when you hit preseason, man. It's too early at this point. You just don't know, because a lot of those little guys who are trying to make the teams are going to be dedicated to special teams. Money is fine when you're young and famous. When these players are old, their legacy could be priceless. Yeah. Why do you think the Patriots let Amendola go? They tried to re-sign him for the same deal, but Miami offered him $2 million more a year. And what did they say? You're a Super Bowl winning receiver. We love you. You're good at what you do, but go get your money. We wouldn't even recommend you stay here. Go get your money. If Miami want to give it to you, go get it. Let them be the fools. That's what happened. Sorry to tell y'all, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. The Patriots said, go get your money. They offered him the same deal. And they let him walk. Super Bowl winning. Know the offense. Great camaraderie. Great chemistry. Man, go get your money. Belichick probably sit there in front of all his players at the beginning of camp and tell them, we want to make you great. We want to make you so great here in Super Bowl experience that other teams will overpay you. And at that point, you'll have a decision to make. Do you want to stay here for less money? Because we'll never overpay you. I'm just letting all y'all know in this locker room right now, we'll never overpay you. Or do you want to go off and get your money? Only you can decide that. But nothing's wrong either way. If you want to go get your money, hey, I don't blame you. If you want to stay here and win championships, hey, I don't blame you. But we have principles. We're not going outside of that. Ain't no contract. We don't negotiate contracts over here. We don't do that. We have a system that says this is what this position shall make. If you make the Pro Bowl, we probably give you Few percent bump on that. So if you worth 10 million and you a Pro Bowl type player, we might give you 11 and a half. But we're not going to give you the 14 that other team want to, because we're going to keep going to Super Bowls because we have a system and we're going to stand for something instead of falling for anything. And them players buy into that. They buy into that. They know that they're in a franchise that's about business. We can care less. We don't fall in love with you. We love you. We're about your best interest, but we'll let you go like that. We can care less. The Patriots have made the most questionable decisions in the NFL, and yet they still win almost every year. People question if other teams made some of the moves that they made, the media would be ripping them apart. Like last year, why would they get rid of an all-pro left tackle coming off of an all-pro season? They traded for him on a rookie deal. They gave away an asset just to rent him for 1 year and let him go. Didn't even want to negotiate contracts. Said, you'll make more money somewhere else. Go. Let him go. Cut him. Cut him. They released him. Don't go. Hey, go and get your money. Didn't even a left tackle, ladies and gentlemen. All pro. You can't find him. You wish you could. I mean, and here we are talking about, hey, we better re-sign Laramie Tunsil. Now, I want to say, yeah, we better re-sign him because we don't have the contingency plan. We ain't got his backup. But the Patriots traded for a guy to come in and start, and they had already drafted their rookie of the future at that position. Oh, you're not the guy yet. You're going to get reps, though, because everybody play on this team. The all-pro left tackle, it don't matter. You're going to play maybe not as many, but close to just as many snaps. You know how the rest of the league got their left tackle and that guy stays in the game the whole game? No, that ain't how we do it over here. It's not how we do it over here. Everybody plays because you on this roster and we know what we got. Shout out to Shake Money with the donation. Rosen comes from money. Good chance he'll take a discount. That's why I'm pulling for him. Oh, I hope so, Shake Money. And all he got to do is be above average. We'll give him a good deal, one that ain't bloated, and let's keep rolling. If you can win, then players will be willing to take pay cuts, but you got to start with the draft because those players can't negotiate prices. That's why I wanted to tank. Number one picks are priceless. Yeah, but even first-round picks, man, that fifth-year option premium is still a little bit expensive. You saw Devontae Parker's. His was like $12 million. You know? Those fifth-year options get expensive. That price goes up and up and up each year. No, they do not. They are just trying to make a splash, trying to stay relevant, making bad decisions. Who making bad decisions? How can you question that? If you talk about the Patriots, how can you question the decisions they making? Maybe you're not talking about that. Maybe you're not talking about that. Then we won't get any good players. Oh, my gosh. Once again, Mike, are you saying that the Patriots have no good players? Are you saying the Patriots have no good players? Can anybody in this chat without looking name the 5 offensive linemen for the Patriots? But yeah, it was a good enough offensive line to go to the Super Bowl. And if somebody said, hey, what about this player? He's an offensive lineman. You would consider him not good because you don't know who he is. You see what I mean? Can you name 3 players on the Patriots defensive line? But were they good enough to get it done? Super Bowl? You see what I'm saying here? What is y'all definition of good players? Oh, they have to have notoriety. That's what make them good, that everybody know their name? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what y'all think? That what makes you good is everybody know who you are. Come on, y'all. There are great players that people don't know their name because they're on a team with a system that ain't for people to know their name. It's just for them to keep winning. It's just for them. See, some of y'all are more concerned about who jersey you can buy than your team winning. If Miami doesn't trade him, this will most likely be his last season as a Dolphin at Gator TV. Rashad Jones, maybe, but if he if he goes back to the Pro Bowl, his number next year isn't as bad on the cap. I don't think it's as bad. Just so y'all know that. At K, if Fins keep picking up players and overpaying, they're gonna continue to be mediocre and have 7-9 season. They need to draft better first. Let me tell y'all what overpaying players do. Let me go down to the bottom of this salary cap. This is what overpaying players do. Do you know that we still paying $13 million for Ndamukong Suh this year? Do you know that we still have a cap hit for $13 million on Ndamukong Suh this year? And the man ain't even playing for us last year nor this season. We got a cap hit for $13 million on Ndamukong Suh. Where in the heck they do that at? Where in the HE double hockey stick they do that at? We are still paying towards our salary cap, dead money, $13,100,000 to Ndamukong Suh this year. I don't know how much more I got to say to prove my point. Y'all want to keep on overpaying these players, and then when you realize they don't work out, this is what overpaying them do. What did Russell Wilson throw for 2,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 30 picks this season? And then next season they do the same thing and they draft a new quarterback. And they bench Russell Wilson for that new quarterback. I ain't saying it's going to happen, y'all. But what if Russell Wilson have a business? Forget it. What if he got 2 Tannehill type seasons in a row? I don't know, to help y'all out. What if he does that? And then all of a sudden, they bring in a new quarterback and they start the new quarterback and they put Russell Wilson on the bench. So you got a quarterback who ain't going to play that you paying $35 million a year for. Did the Pats overpay for Gilmore? In my opinion, about $3 million more than they should have if they maintained their principles. You know what I mean? Of not overpaying players. But guess what? When your books are the way they are across the board, you don't mind overpaying 1 or 2 players. But guess what their definition of overpaying is? Giving a player 3 more than what they should. $3 million more. But we talking about quarterbacks that's about to be getting 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 million more than they should. Do you see the difference there? If you overpay a player a little bit, okay. But when you're paying 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 million more than you should for one player, But Gilmore did his job. Those interceptions. See, and then if you got your books in a row, you look at it like this. Man, we got the roster we want, and we still got 14 million in cap space. Hey, Gilmore, we want to make sure we give you an annual 3 more because you're a Pro Bowler. Hey, Tom Brady, instead of 16 million, we want to give you 19 million a year since you're a Pro Bowler. Hey, Gronk, we want to make sure you get an extra 2 million a year since you're a Pro Bowler. Hey, right guard, we want to make sure we give you another million a year. Hey, we want to make sure we give you another million a year. Hey, now you can do those type of things because you done balance your sheets and now you see what's left over and you allocate it appropriately. And the Pats don't do it that often. My point exactly. See, when your books are in order and you can afford to give a player like Gilmore an extra 2 to 3 million a year than what you wanted to, it's all good. But imagine the Patriots if Brady was making 40 million, 24 million that he is now. Where you think that 24 million coming from? They ain't going to no freaking Super Bowl. Do you think that? Now, y'all let me know in the comment section. If Brady made 40 million and they reduced the other players by 24 million, are they still going to the Super Bowl? How about some of y'all people who think that it's just because Brady and Belichick winning? How about y'all answer? Do you think the Patriots are still going to the Super Bowl if they minus their salary by $24 million throughout their roster? Guess what? Gilmore won't even be on the roster. Gilmore wouldn't even be on the roster. New England Patriots don't make mistakes that often that other teams make. You know why? Because they got a whole bunch of 8-rated players. See, the players that make a whole bunch of mistakes are usually the 6-rated, the 5-rated players. And of course, 8-rated players make mistakes sometimes, but you got to afford players that's mentally disciplined. Brady don't count. Stop using him as an example. Set one, this was a different example. I'm not talking about Brady making less. He counts. You know why? I'm talking about if he made $40 million. Now he counts. Now he counts. What does the Patriots roster look like if Brady makes $40 million? What does the talent around him look like if he makes $40 million a year? Now he counts, Sam, because we're giving a hypothetical of if he made $40 million a year, what he should be making. 19th in QB dollars. Exactly. But now we're giving you an example, Set One. We're saying, what if he was number one in the league, like he should be at $40 million a year? Now what would their roster look like? How about you answer that for everybody, Set One? How about you answer that for everyone? Would they still win a Super Bowl if Brady made $40 million a year? Answer it, Set One. How about you help us out? Can you please answer that for us? Please answer it, Sam. We begging you. We are begging you to answer it. He's the only one who can do that with his wife's money. Stop. Stop acting like he's the only one that can do it. These guys are making millions of dollars. All of them can do it. They're making millions. It's just a preference whether you want to or not. You can make $10 million a year and be straight as a quarterback. Stop. But you still ain't answered the question. Name a top QB who makes his money. None. That's the problem. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But name a top paid QB that's winning Super Bowls. I'll wait. Name a top paid quarterback who winning Super Bowls. Russell Wilson did it. He was on a rookie deal. Flacco did it. Rookie deal. Who else? Who else? And tell me how much they were making. And you'll start to understand my point here. You'll start to understand my point here. All the QBs that been to the sub, I think you meant Super Bowl, are on rookie deals. Why is that? Because the team can afford to put great talent around them. But as soon as they get off their rookie deal, what happened? And Brady, you can't get mad at Brady. That's what makes him that much more to go. When I'm on a young deal, we can afford to get talent around me. Think about it. When Brady was on his young money, when Brady was getting his little bit of money, he won a Super Bowl. Then when he got a hike up, they were struggling for a while. Then he was like, hey, I don't need these bigger deals, even though the salary cap went up. Let's keep me around the same number. And now they start winning again. Proof is right in front of us. Proof is right in front of us. Don't act like Brady been doing this for 20 years going to Super Bowls. Remember, he won a few Super Bowls. Then he had a period where they weren't doing nothing. They were still competitive, but they weren't doing nothing because he had got a bump in his salary like everybody else, and they weren't as great. They were still good, but they weren't as great. They would lose in the championship round. They would lose in the second round, this and that. But then when people start getting these even bigger deals, Brady was like, hey, just keep me here. And the salary cap went up. Now they have more money to give to the team. They start winning again. That's not act like Brady been doing it for 20 years. Now, don't get me wrong. They've been competitive for 20 years, but that's not act like he's been doing what he's been doing as of late. I'm not just speaking facts. When were the Patriots struggling? You have to understand, Brady never elevated his contract over the Tannehill and them contract. Remember 7 years ago when Tannehill, Russell Wilson, RG3, Cam Newton, Kaepernick, man, all these guys. You remember back then, about 7-8 years ago, when all of them got their new deals for like 19 and 20 million a year? Russell Wilson. And Brady came up for his new deal, he could have easily eclipsed them like Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan them did at 25 million and stuff, but Brady didn't do it. That's where he stopped. He didn't actually go up to that number like Matt Ryan and all of them. He stayed down there. And now look at Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan and all those guys in the Flaccos of the world. Now look at them. Brady was the smart one. Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan and all of them took their cash, and the team got worse. Brady was the only one that said, I'm not going to take that bump. I'm not going to take that extra bump. He was the only one that didn't. Everybody else, we were talking about to go down as the greatest of all time. Now we wondering where they at. Matt Ryan ain't even make the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers, coach problems, got injury problems, and the team just not winning. End up firing the coach who was supposed to be great at the time when Aaron Rodgers was winning. Tannehill was never worth that new deal. Maybe not, but guess what? The Miami Dolphins made a mistake like the rest of these dumb teams. They went with what the market dictated. Tannehill made exactly what a first round pick was supposed to make coming out that year, just like Andrew Luck, just like RG3, just like Cam Newton, just like Russell Wilson, just like all these guys I'm talking about. He made what all of them were supposed to make, what the market dictated for them. That's what he made. See what happens when you go with what the market dictates? You can get burned. You can get burned. You ain't supposed to go with what the market dictates. You're supposed to go with what a quarterback is supposed to make versus based off of the salary cap allocation. Quarterbacks are only supposed to make in today's world, about 11% of the salary cap. All these quarterbacks should still be making about $20 million a year. All these quarterbacks, all of them. The top paid quarterback, the best quarterback in the NFL as a stretch should be making about $24 million a year. What you think? Mahomes make $40 million a year. And next year, hypothetically, and I don't even know why I'm using him as an example because I hate Sam Darnold. He's a Jet. But what if Sam Darnold have a Patrick Mahomes number? When he's up for his deal, he's going to be talking about $45 million. And then who came out this year? Who was the top quarterback this year? I don't even remember them bums. Who was the top quarterback this year? Whoever the top quarterback is this year, when he come up for his deal, they're going to be saying it's supposed to be $50 million a year. When Tua come out and it's time for him to get off his rookie contract, it's going to be somewhere around $60 million a year. Because everybody wants their shining armor quarterback to be the next highest paid because he that guy and he's in our franchise. Do you see that? And I hate to be a little vulgar, but it's almost a male ego contest, a swinging contest. My quarterback's bigger than yours. That's what it is. And they not doing it as just talking. They're putting dollars behind it. My quarterback's bigger than yours, so we're going to pay him the most. We got the highest paid quarterback. Like fans, literally. I bet you there were fans in Seattle. Man, Russell Wilson got the highest deal in the league. You saw me when I was talking about, oh man, Bobby McCain becomes the highest paid nickel. I shouldn't even been excited about that. I'm happy he got his money. But you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. You don't need an elite QB to win a Super Bowl. You just need weapons around him to make it. I've been saying that. Y'all tell me in the comment section, is Joe Flacco elite? Is Joe Flacco elite? Is Joe Flacco elite? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Don't run from it. Y'all tell me right now, is Joe Flacco elite? Joe Flacco is beast. I ain't what I asked you, Pete. I said, is he elite? Joe wasn't elite. No. Hell no. Yes. That's Pete, man. He's suspect on the boundary, but on the inside, he is a dog. I get that. But is he elite? Sam Bradford got elite QB money. But is he elite? Is Joe Flacco elite? The overall consensus, and y'all agree with me, no, he's not elite. Tell me why he won a Super Bowl. Well, TD, he had a great defense. Then what are we doing here? Why are we so obsessed with an elite quarterback? How about let's make sure this defense is A1 and have an above average quarterback like Flacco is? You got to make sure your quarterback has a good, ain't got to be great, but a good offensive line and a great defense. That's all you need, and you'll be in contention every year. Good offensive line, above average quarterback, not elite, because elite is going to get you in trouble with money. Ben Roethlisberger has a defense. I don't even say Ben Roethlisberger is elite. Some people will rip me apart for this, but some might argue that Brady ain't elite. Let me tell you my true thoughts on Brady. Excuse me. More than half of Brady's career, he wasn't elite. Right now, Brady is elite. But guess what? Having great talent around him all the time has made him an elite quarterback. He is fearless now. He's fearless. Brady plays like, all my job is just to put it in this spot right here. If the wide receiver do their job, we got a good completion. It don't matter if it's tight coverage. My job is to get it in this spot right here. My job, I'm kicking back. I'm seeing the defense. They're where they're supposed to be. Get it in my spot. Bam. Oh, the defense closing in, but I got it right in my spot. The receiver might have got blasted, but completion, first down. Let's keep on moving, y'all. More than half of Brady's career, he was above average. And he became elite because he got used to playing with the team that was so well around him that, first of all, playing with a whole bunch of great players around you, even though people don't realize they're great, playing with a whole bunch of great players around you is going to make you great. Imagine if you had the best old offensive line in the NFL. You can't sit here and tell me if you got the best offensive line in the NFL, every quarterback in the league numbers won't go up because they would get sacked less. That's just common sense. If you got sacked 100 times last year and this year you got the number one offensive line in the league, I don't care if you still get sacked 95 times, your number still went up because you didn't get sacked five more. You got sacked 5 less times. I don't care if you got sacked 99 times, your number still went up because you got sacked less one time. You got sacked one time less. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. TD, people forgot that Brady was the backup at Michigan, and they want to get on Tannehill for being they want to get on Tannehill for being a wide receiver. Defense wins championships. Learn that from the Steelers of curtains. I agree, and also learn it from the Baltimore Ravens. TD, Tanny could win a Super Bowl if he had the correct team. That's all I used to argue about Tannehill. I just used to say he's enough. Our bigger problems was around on the rest of the squad. All you need is a quarterback Tannehill caliber or a little better and a little better. That's all you need. Just a little bit above average. What do you think our win total will be this season? I don't know until training camp comes. I can sit here and tell you right now we're going to win 10, 11 games. But I don't feel confident about that. I can also tell you we'll win 5 games. I don't feel confident about that. I'll let you know during preseason, man. Because, I'll be lying to you if I'm throwing out a number. I'm just doing it just to do it, just to appease you right now. That ain't what we do over here. Just not what we do. Not what we do, man. Okay, intro out now. You feel? Well, I don't know what this guy talking about. Rosen is terrible. Time will tell. I'm not gonna say make that conclusion on the kid yet. I know it is cliche. Excuse me. But Brady has played with mentally tough players. Kevin Falk, Troy Brown, Willie McGinnis. You're right, man. You're delusional. I guess. If I'm delusional, I'm delusional. Ain't nothing wrong with your opinion. I respect your opinion. I disagree, but I respect it, man. Brady is an elite system guy. Oh, I will agree with that. He's definitely an elite system guy. But people want to misunderstand the fact of if you're a part of a system, you'll understand you ain't as important as you think. System. One part of the system goes down, the whole system doesn't work. And he is 1 out of 11 pieces to a system. If Edelman don't catch one of those balls in the Super Bowl, if Edelman doesn't catch one of those balls in the AFC Championship game, see what I mean? System. I'm 305 born in Baptist Hospital, live in Kendall, and the Dolphins are my team. We just trash. Key goal 305, have some optimism, baby. Hey, I ain't mad at you for saying that, but the future's bright, baby. Do you hate Bill or Patriots more? Ain't no difference. Make sure you add the Jets in that too. They're on the same tier for me. The second tier is Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. That's my second tier of hate. Top tier, hate them the same. Patriots, Buffalo, Jets. Second tier, Cincinnati, Ravens, Steelers. Because they done hurt my feelings more than at the second level. Brady hasn't won a single Super Bowl by himself. Exactly. Shout out to Chad Marchand with the donation to the top. Fins up. That's right, baby. To the top. I've been a Fins fan since 78. This is the first time we have ever had a real system in place. You have to be optimistic. Exactly. Fins up, true. If y'all optimistic about the Fins' future, put Fins up in the comment section, man. Let me see who optimistic. I just want to win, bro. That's it. I get it, man. I get it. Trust me. Troy Brown played defense. Yeah. I was never sold on Tannehill. He was not even a legit quarterback coming out of the draft. I get it, but at the end of the day, we act like this man ever had the team around him. Like Tannehill was no different from Flacco's Super Bowl year. Tannehill was no different from Flacco his Super Bowl year, if you ask me. That's just how I feel. Just had a great defense behind him and an offensive line that gave him time to make enough big plays. Look at all them Fins up. That's what's up, man. Rosen had no offensive line in Arizona. Fat Mo, that's 100. I did my research. The man had I thought the Dolphins had the worst O-line in the NFL. The Arizona Cardinals actually was the only team that had the worst O-line than the Dolphins last year. Yeah, he had a terrible O-line in Arizona, but we ain't much better. I've been hearing this Parker train camp doing great crap for years. Well, just wait and see. We'll see, man. Our time will come. That's right. Fins up, baby. You know what time it is. What do you think is the best division in the NFL? AFC East, because the Miami Dolphins in it. There will be competitive AFC East battles after the Patriots dynasty. It's going to be a competitive AFC East battles now, even with whatever you consider a Patriots dynasty. Because the Dolphins here, baby. 2016, he was straight. T. Hill started getting hurt a wrong time. True. Tannehill was a good quarterback. Oh, my God, Tannehill was a good quarterback. I don't know. I ain't finna get into that debate with people, man. Fans up. Bring Ryan Tannehill to the Steelers. Oh, he will fit our scheme. You bring Ryan Tannehill to 10 teams in this NFL, and they'll be happy with him. Josh got killed behind Arizona's offensive line. Yep. Did you read my super chat? Shake Money. Yeah, I read it. You ain't see? I read that. Yours was the first one I read. The most competitive are the AFC North and the NFC North. Did you have another super chat? Let me go back to it. I'll go back to it. I'll show you. Make sure I show you love. Shake Money said Rosen comes for money. Good chance he'll take a discount. That's why I'm pulling for him. Yeah, I've been read that for sure, man. Let me know if I don't see another one. Let me know if I missed it. Tannehill stunk. Hey, everybody's opinions respected over here. You fully decked out, man. They need to win for people like you and me. You better know it. This ain't even 20% of the decked out I got, man. Tannehill over Mariota for sure. Tannenbaum and telling people around here with the media, Tannehill will be starting before the end of the season over. And they'll actually sign him on a long-term deal after this to be the future QB. I wouldn't put that past anyone. I hate the Jets more. Man, I hate them all. What's good, TD? How long you been on live? Did I come in late? Yes, you did, because I'm about to end it. I can't wait for the Dolphins to win this season because I'm 18 and I haven't really seen a great Miami Dolphins team. You about to, Austin. You about to, man. Man, I can't wait. The Jets have a bad O-line, and we about to destroy them. My two favorite teams are the Miami Dolphins and whoever plays the Jets. Josh Rosen, a.k.a. the Rosen one. Hey, we'll see, man. As a child, the Jets made me cry. 18, LOL. I've been a fan longer than you've been alive. We won't know if Rosen is the guy this year. People will think we the same old Dolphins because we go 6-10 or 8-8, but it takes time to install a system. I ain't in a rush either, J-Rose, but we'll know within the season, even if it's a losing season, which I think it won't be, but even if it's a losing season, we'll still know if we're headed in the right direction. Chad Henne over Tannehill. Okay, in the AFC North, 3 teams can win the division. Steelers, Ravens, or Browns can win the division. Hi, LOLK. What up, TD? 8-8. Fans going 8-8. Hey, guys, this TD Fans Talk, man. I guess we done had enough fun. If you're new in this room, please hit that like button. See if we can get over 85 before I end this stream. But I am done on this one. But, hey, I've been trying to come to y'all every single day with the live stream, giving y'all more and more Dolphin talk. And seeing these chat sections kind of tell me what's on y'all mind, and we talk through it, man. And hopefully y'all enjoy the videos that I make. I'm trying to bring informative videos. Y'all also got to understand, man, for the next month and a half, it's about to be ghost town on Dolphins news. But I got a roster of things that I want to talk about that I've been writing down, different subjects, different topics that's going to help educate us because I do research on these topics to make sure that we don't have any preconceived notions. Because I have discovered that a lot of Miami Dolphin fans, including myself at times have preconceived notions. And we need to get the facts out so we understand the franchise, understand our team, what direction we're headed, whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing, looking at facts, not off of how we feel. Looking at facts instead of how we feel. Okay? So I'm trying to bring that type of content to you out, guys. I'm not just trying to blah, 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 blah. I'm just trying to preach a message and let y'all know what it actually takes and what we're actually doing. Okay, but I will tell y'all we headed in the right direction because we're doing a lot of good things, a lot of great things. This TD Fans Talk, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Everybody who donates to this channel, thank you so much for helping me. You're basically going to help me do bigger and better things that I've been planning for and preparing for, and you're definitely helping me get to those goals faster. Outside of that, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I am on Twitter now at TD Fans Talk. Go check me out. I'm trying to get my Twitter followers over 100. Let me, matter of fact, tell y'all where I'm at right now on Twitter. On Twitter, I have exactly, come on now, pull up. Pull up Twitter. I'm going to let y'all know how many followers we got on Twitter over here. We're at 81 followers. We're trying to get to 100, and we're going to keep growing that Twitter base as well, man. So all y'all who got Twitter, go find me and follow me at TD Fans Talk. Me and Dudley Do Wrong, we have a collab coming. I'm coming now. We have a collab coming up really soon. So make sure you stay tuned, guys. I got some great things coming. But this TD Fans Talk, the baby's calling me. I'm out. Peace. Yes, why are you yelling? Just come here.